When it comes to putting the P-trap back together, it can be a little tricky. Sometimes these spaces can get kind of tight depending on how they plumbed it. So you might have to wiggle things. You might have to do things in a certain order if something's in the way, whatever it is. Inside each of these joints, there's this nut, and then there's a gasket as well that you want to make sure is in there. And you want to make sure, you see how it's kind of sloped in like that, kind of going inwards. You want that part going inwards to be here. It's going to match up the pipe so it fits nice and snug in there like that. That's what's creating your seal. There's a lip on the inside here, and as you screw it down, it's just pushing down, and those two pieces of plastic meet, and that rubber actually gets squished down and creates the seal. People don't really know most of plumbing, except for like the metal work. Most of it is literally just rubber pressure. That's literally anything from emergency clamps to things like this to a lot of like supply hoses, things like that. And it's all just rubber and pressure. And so if you have a gap like this and you're wondering, oh no, I messed something up. Nah, it's because this nut isn't fully down on here yet, so it's getting caught. Screwing that on, you'll be able to move it up closer and closer so you can get where it's close enough to make that seal that you need. Try to make these very easy for a homeowner or someone who wants to do it themselves to work on. So if it's ever like super hard for you, if these are ever like just not budging, stop. You might have mismatched the threads. You might have done something where you need to be careful not to cause any damage, because these should never be super hard to get on. And you actually don't even want to tighten them too much, because plastic will break very easily. And those thin threads in here will actually, when they pull against each other too hard, they'll just destroy each other and you'll ruin what's holding this together. So always err on the side of being like not too tight. And then if they are leaking, just go ahead and snug it up just a little bit more. That's how easy that is. And everything's back the way it should be. You're not going to have any problems. We are going to test for leaks. We always test for leaks. You always should test for leaks. There's no substitute for live water running through this, but I don't think we'll have any problems.